Hi. So, those of you that know me and have been with me for a while, you know that I do a lot of videos and that I do have other podcasts and things like that. And this one is a very personal one for me. And as you're going to hear throughout these, it's going to be really painful for me as well. And as you can tell, this is going to be a lot of it. Just sadness with what's going on. So I want to start first of all with throughout this, I'm going to keep it very neutral with the names of anyone else involved. You know, I'm going to have my name listed, but that's about it. Apart from, I'm going to pull in counselors and I'm going to pull in other people that want to share stories to help with this also. So obviously that information is going to be shared, but I want to kind of set some just guidelines. And for the confidentiality part of the two other main people involved in this, I'm going to call them A and B. It makes me feel better to do it this way. And actually in talking with people that have been through experiences like this is the best thing that everyone has recommended also. So what I want to start with first is defining the word home. And you will also see me go through notes as well with this. So that's just part of it for this. So I'm going to define home. A home is a place of origin. It's a place of comfort. It's familiarity, you know, with the people that are in it and the full environment. It's a place of habitat. So, you know, it's where we reside. I am in my home right now. It's a place of headquarters for businesses and a place of care. This is going to refer a little bit more to the place of origin and the familiarity and the habitat. So now I want to just give the definition of cult. And this can have several different meanings as well, but it often refers to a group or an organization. And the reason I put in home with this is because it's a very, very, very small group here of two, maybe three, not sure. Hence A and B, possibly C, don't know. Okay, so the definition of a cult has a charismatic leader, promotes a unique set of beliefs, demands absolute loyalty and obedience, and the next one is also a big aspect with it, but demands absolute loyalty and obedience. Members may be expected to cut ties with family and friends who don't share the group's beliefs. Often isolates members from the outside world. This can involve controlling communication and information. So controlling someone else's cell phone and looking at it all the time is a form of all of this. They may engage in unethical or harmful practices, and this can include financial exploitation, physical and emotional abuse, or even violence. Okay, so that's where I'm coming up with the name of all of this. It's a small network within home of the last three that I mentioned are, from what I've gathered, is the main thing that's happening. So what do I want? What do I want with this? I want to see things like this no longer in our humanity, number one. That's the biggest part with it. There's so much pain with absolutely being cut off. And I'll kind of talk about this as well. ghosting is a form of communication, but it's a form of communication that just says fuck you. And sometimes that's good. There's not always people that we have to have in our life. Absolutely. And sometimes it's just flat ass mean and harmful. Very, very harmful. So I know some of the things I'm going to talk about and some of the stories I share, and I know some of the outlooks on things like this as well, is that, well, for boundaries, people just need to be cut out of your life and then you're better. Sometimes, not always. And I've been seeing some really alarming trends, and one of them is weaponizing counselor speak. And I'm going to refer to that quite a bit in here. It's taking words of a counselor, and the easiest definition of this is setting boundaries. Well, really, setting boundaries is a two-way street, not ghosting and telling someone just to fuck off and not have communication and not have true boundaries. So true boundaries really are set up to help both sides, right? Sometimes that does come down to not talking anymore at all, but it comes through talking, right? Not just isolation. So I'm going to share some stories. That's what this really is going to be, is sharing some stories with you. I do want to, and I will definitely be putting in, if you know anyone in situations like this, or you yourself are in a situation like this, of where to go. There are a lot more resources out there anymore for this. So I'm going to be putting that information. It'll be always in, the information sections of wherever you find this podcast. So that's it. I'm gonna leave with one thing here, though. Came from a well-rounded middle-class family, not a trust fund dick or a Nepo baby by any means. Had lots and lots of love all the time from family and friends. There was, I am divorced, I will say that, but there was some loss. There were always age appropriate, no matter what age A was, there was always just age appropriate conversations and allowed to express feelings. So just kind of setting everything up that's going to be coming with this. I really wanted to get some of the verbiage that I'll be talking about in here, and just letting you know. There might be times too when I'm just going to have to pause recording. And now I have started to implement a safe word. So if you hear me calling Velveteen, then I just got to quit for a little bit. And that I will be able to come back and talk with you about this. But that's how I'm helping take care of my own emotional well-being with this as well. That's why I'm doing this, is for my own emotional well-being. But for those that do know, I have been in the health and wellness, the alternative health and wellness field for 30 years. And it is such my calling to continue to help people. And the little bits I've been talking about this with some of my clients, it's like everyone seems to know someone that has gone through this or something very similar, or seeing the trend of that weaponized counselor speak. And everyone's kind of coming up with the same words with it, that, wow, this is just an epidemic of who the hell knows where this came from and why and how just wickedly detrimental it is to, obviously, you know, individual people, individual families, but how horrible it is on society as a whole. So, being that it is so much in me to help others, I want to share my experience in a way to help you as well, and to really get some more information out there. So, thank you. Please share this with anyone that you feel needs it. You know, I'm happy to talk about my experience if you know of other places that I can. Again, within my own boundaries, with what I'm comfortable with. But I would love to help others with this. So thank you for being here with me on this first home occult episode. You know, I kind of wish I didn't have to do it at all, but I do, and I'm going to now. So have an absolutely beautiful day. And as you'll find, I'm going to close most of these out with, I firmly believe that love is love and kindness, that has far more sway than anger and meanness. So, kindness and happiness, and have a beautiful day. Thank you.